Hi there, welcome back. We're going to talk about X-intercepts and Y-intercepts. So first of all, imagine that these are your axes, your X-axis and your Y-axis, and they continue on to infinity in both directions with little arrows there that you just can't see. They're too small. Actually, they're not there, but just imagine that they are. Any point here on this X-axis has a Y value of 0. The Y represents the up and down, the X represents the side to side. If we are here on the X-axis, your up and down is 0. So an X-intercept will have an X value and a Y value of 0. And it is the same idea here for the Y-axis and the Y-intercepts. Any point that you find on this Y-axis here, it is going to have an X value of 0. If you start at the origin, you don't move side to side any. That is the X value, which is 0, and Y will represent your up or your down, positive or negative. And an X and a Y-intercept are simply where your graph crosses the X or the Y axis. So we're going to take this idea to help us find the X-intercepts and the Y-intercepts. If you are looking for an X-intercept, as we are here, we can substitute in a Y value of 0. Taking this equation here and substituting y equals 0 in, you end up with this. 6x minus 5 times 0 equals 24. And as you can see, negative 5 times 0 is 0. So this essentially just kind of disappears, and you are left with 6x equals 24. Divide both sides by 6, and x equals 4. We have an x value of 4, and as you can see originally, we have a y value of 0. The point, 4, 0. And it is opposite to find the y-intercept. We will make x equal 0. So taking x as 0 and substituting it in for x, just as we did here, 6 times 0 will be 0, essentially disappearing and leaving you with a very simplified version of this. And this is going to lead us right to our y-intercept. Divide both sides by negative 5. Y equals 24 over 5. And it is a negative. We have an x value of 0, and we have a y value of negative 24 over 5. X and y-intercepts. Right, I'm going to slide over a little bit so I have some room for my hand right here up against this computer. X-intercept, we make y equals 0. And substitute it in. So 0 equals the square root of 25 minus 3, 25 minus x all over 3. We're going to solve this equation for y. We are going to solve this equation for x. I will first multiply both sides of this equation by 3. 0 times 3 is 0, equals the square root of 25 minus x. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to get rid of this square root, and we do that by squaring both sides. 0 squared is 0. The root and the squared cancel each other out. 25 minus x. We can add x to both sides. X equals 25. X equals 25, and y equals 0. Opposite for my y-intercept, we will make x equal 0. Y equals 25 minus 0, because we substituted in for x. 25 minus 0 is simply 25 over 3. Y equals, the square root of 25 is 5 over 3. We have an x value of 0, we have a y value of 5/3. X and y-intercepts. Now for problem C. Find the x and y-intercepts of y equals 6x squared minus 7x minus 5. Similar approach to what we did in one of our function problems in a different video. If you want an x-intercept, you can make y 0. So you will end up with 0 equals 6x squared minus 7x minus 5. Taking the backloading approach, I will multiply this coefficient up front times my constant in the back. 0 equals x squared minus 7x minus 30. Now we are looking for the factors of negative 30 that give us negative 7. 0 equals x minus x we get 10, and we get a positive 3. We can check it inside outside, gives us that negative 7, back end for the back, front end for the front, and that does work out. Since we multiplied by 6 in the beginning, we need to undo that and divide by 6. Always reduce, then slide up these denominators in front of the x. So 0 equals x minus, they're both even, so chop them in half, 5/3, x plus 1/2. Slide up these denominators, 0 equals 3x minus 5, 2x plus 1. Now we can check it. Front end gives us 6x squared. Back end gives us negative 5. If you check the outside, positive 3, and the inside, negative 10, negative 10 and positive 3 do give me that negative 7, so that factoring is correct. But we still haven't found the intercepts yet. We're getting a lot closer. Now apply the zero product property. 0 equals 3x minus 5, and 0 equals 2x plus 1. Add 5, divide by 3. Subtract 1, divide by 2. These are x-intercepts, but we made y equals 0. So don't forget their points, please. 5/3, 0. And negative 1/2, 0. That is where your graph crosses the x-axis. Now for the y-intercepts, we will make x equals 0, and this is the easy one compared to that. Making x equals 0, 6 times 0 squared is 0, negative 7 times 0 will be 0. I'll show you the work right here. That's 0, that's 0. Bye-bye, see you later. Y equals negative 5. Don't forget though that x is 0. Bam, there you are. X and Y intercepts. Thank you very much. I hope that helps.